This Liberty Sports Update is brought to you by Beacon Credit Union.
You know, of course, definitely disappointing in the results of the game. I did thought our young men played hard. First half, I really felt we competed, did a good job in the red zone, forcing some field goals. I was very pleased with our third down. That carried on into the second half. Really defensively, what it boiled down for us is, we had to make a decision about some depth issues and go ahead and play some young men going in the middle of the third quarter into the fourth quarter. Want to prepare ourselves once Coach Gill made that decision for us. And so overall, definitely still got to improve, but I did think our young men competed. We made some strides in some areas, like I said, red zone and third down. When you look at New Mexico State, we know this is a familiar team that we're playing. We're going to have to put together a great game plan, and we're going to have to really come out from the start to finish and compete at a high level, be consistent. We're going to have to do a great job of tackling, and we're going to have to do a great job of executing our coverages. I'm very excited of how we improved here in the last couple of games of being able to keep the ball in front, and that's going to be the message that we're going to get across to our young men this week.
When you're going into a game like Auburn, making a game plan for a team like that, just personnel differences, I mean, it's got to be difficult. But when you see your team come out and execute a game plan, 4 out of the first 5 offensive drives, you kept them out of the end zone. I mean, are you able to take away some positives from that and relay that to the guys?
Well, like I said, going into halftime, I told our young men, you've shown that you can compete when you execute. And that was the message. It all boils down to being able to execute what you're being taught. And so I definitely felt that our young men had a good look in their eye when it came to being able to feel like I can do my job at a high level against a very talented team. And so, yes, I told the young men on Sunday, it should hurt. It never feels good to lose a football game. But you got to try to take away some of the positives. And for some of those young men, we got some good teaching clips of them making open field tackles, good teaching clips of fitting the run the right way against a very talented team. And that's going to help us as we continue to build and move forward.
Well, I don't know how much you'll divulge at this point. Now the game's over, but what was the game plan going into that when you're facing a team with different kind of personnel, different kind of challenge? How different is it game planning for someone like that?
Well, we didn't really change the game plan as far as our coverages. We told our young men we wanted to see them build on getting hands on receivers, and we did that at a very high level. And our goal was on third down is to continue to try to be a little exotic with the ways we got pressure. And I felt like we did that to confuse the quarterback just a little bit to hold the football. And so it really boils down to our young men really starting to build the continuity and believing in each other. The communication that's been had in the back end has definitely improved to where you're not seeing mental assignment bus. And, that comes to just continue to build and let them guys like a Bejor, Isaac Steele, even Elijah Benton, communication with Jeremy Peters. You're talking about this is a whole new group from last year. And so the continuity is what I'm really excited about because you just can see it, especially with me being in the box, how they're trusting each other with the communication of what they're seeing.
Got a unique situation this week going up against a team in New Mexico State, second time for the year. Have you seen anything that they've done differently since your first matchup? And what are some of those challenges that they present?
Well, when we played them the first time, they changed it up on us with the quarterback, Atkins, and they pretty much have stayed the same with utilizing his skill set. He does a very good job to be a freshman, to be able to read coverages and go through his progression. He's not going to make silly mistakes with the football. I've been really impressed with how he's improved each week.
Chappelle Morris out for this week. What's the safety rotation going to look like depth-wise? You got Ben Alexanderson playing time Saturday. Do you expect to go with 3 or 4 guys back there at safety?
Well, right now, we're at 3. We're going to look at a way to get a 4th guy, and so that's where we're at injury-wise. Yes, sir.
Tackles was a big key against New Mexico State the first time. You wrap up Gibson in the backfield on that, I think, third or fourth down, and he doesn't go for 66 yards. What's going to be a key this week in making sure you finish the tackles, and that way you limit what they're able to do from an explosive play standpoint?
Well, it boils down to keep improving, and that's what I've seen in our group. Last week we did a very nice job of tackling, and that's the goal. We just got to, like I say, stay consistent and continue to build our confidence, because it's a confidence issue when it comes to the defensive side of the ball of tackling in space. And so I feel very confident our young men have really, through practice and seeing in the last couple of games, that they are confident that we can make tackles in the open field, we can finish and drive our feet on contact.
And when you go back to that first game, take away the run, Mexico State only averaged, I think, 3 yards per carry. Do you feel like with the way their offense is going that limiting what they're able to do in their sporadic runs will be beneficial for you if you just make sure you limit what they do in the passing game as well?
Well, we got to stop the run. That's always going to be something where you want to be able to contain it. Pass-wise, they do a lot of different things that is really very unique, the way they go in motion and be able to create an extra guy to a side where if you're not paying attention in zone coverage, they'll have a guy in the flat wide open. So, things like that, we got to get across to our young men to make sure that we can protect that as well as protect and be sound against the run.
Coach, you guys are coming off, the toughest part of your schedule. UMass, Virginia, Auburn. What do you take away from those games and you want to maybe build on?
Well, I think the biggest thing I'm taking away from those games is seeing how our young men have improved, especially after the UMass game. We really could have just folded when it came to playing UVA and Auburn. But I saw a lot of grit in our young men, not only on Saturday, but just in their preparation. And that's what I told them I'm proud of, is that Tuesday was still Tuesday. They didn't mind being physical in practice. Wednesday was still Wednesday. They didn't mind being physical in practice. Thursday was still Thursday, where we polish up, make sure we execute at a high level, have good energy. And they did that the last 2 weeks for sure. And, like I told the young men, this game is about mental toughness. You got to be able to withstand the disappointments. That's going to come in this game. But if you learn how to withstand that and continue to be the same guy every day, you're going to start seeing your confidence go up. And hopefully that's what we're starting to see from our young men.
You talk about confidence. When you're going against a team like Auburn, much bigger, much quicker, how can you use that confidence going into a opponent like New Mexico State? A little bit different.
Well, I talked to those guys, once again, those young men, about being the same person. Because if you say, oh, well, we did this against this Power 5, I've arrived, and then you play any team, you become inconsistent, and we've had enough of that, and that's what I've explained to our guys. Learn how to be the same person, because it's not just about football athletics, it's about life. You got to learn how to be the same person. You're going to have some good days, and a lot of times you're going to have more disappointing days. But you got to learn how to be consistent. You got to learn how to be the same person that people know in your name. What are they getting out of your name? What the person you're going to be, good or bad. And so what I'm starting to see is our young men really starting to buy into that, that, no matter what the circumstance is, I'm going to prepare myself the same way, knowing that I can control the results if I work hard.
Coach Gill mentioned this last night on the radio show with just being able to get more pressure on Atkins. You feel like that the pass rush is something that's improved since that point and could really benefit you coming into this Saturday?
No doubt. When you look at how Jesse Lemonnier, Austin Lewis, those two young men have come on, and you see how our D-line and Coach Singletary has done a great job of continuing to build that continuity where those guys are being able to handle our stunts and games at a much higher level. You feel very excited that you're going to be able to at least make Atkins feel uncomfortable. And so, we're real excited about the game plan. Like I said, our young men have already been watching film and dialoguing with us. So, I do feel that we'll be able to hopefully get some good pressure on him on Saturday.
Coach Gill talked a lot about the motivation for these last two games, getting to 5-1, home record, 6 wins overall. Coming off those 3 tough losses, is that something that you see as a challenge this week to try to keep your guys motivated?
No, our young men are motivated. Coach Gill, as well as our staff, have done a good job of starting at camp of explaining about how this season is going to be. You know, each week is going to be a tough battle. It's going to be no easy games. At the FBS level, everybody's going to work their tail off to try to get a win. Regardless of their record, you're going to work to have to get a win. And I think our young men are learning that. They're buying into the fact that, you know what, I got to motivate, I got to be prepared each and every week. And so, you know, these last two games, I think our young men, based on Sunday, are extremely excited. They know that we've accomplished some great feats, but we still have an opportunity to say that inaugurally we've been able to finish very well.
Zach Espinosa Jr.'s snap count, I believe at Spurs, gone down past few weeks. Corbin Jackson obviously starts to get a lot of reps. Ryan Davis played a lot last week. Is he seen the pecking order kind of dip the last few weeks, or?
Well, you know, I will say this: it's all about competition, and right now Corbin has been playing at a very high level. You know, and Ryan Davis has done a good job. And then, you know, some things that we're just trying to work and improve. I think Seneca is working hard. It's just, as I always tell young men, it's all about competition.
Like the chance to be able to play a team twice in the same season, especially a team that beat you the first time around?
Well, you know, it's definitely exciting to have an opportunity to go against New Mexico State again. You know, like I said, the first time out, we did not perform very well. So, you know, I'm excited to see how our young men respond and the grit that we play with. Also, you know, it's probably refreshing to, you know, play a team that you have some familiarity with, you know. So, yeah, I'm excited. I'll be honest. I'm very excited to have the opportunity to go against this great team.
What about being back here at home as well? I mean, you almost probably forgot what the place looks like at this point. I mean, it's nice to be able to play here for a change.
Yes, it's going to be very exciting to play in front of our home fans. It's a special energy that you get when you play here, and I know our young men are excited to be back home. And like I said, the great opportunity to finish this season in a great way at home is going to be very special.
There's more defensive energy, you think, just playing in this place?
Yes. Yes, you know, like I said, you know, being up in the box at Auburn and seeing that excitement and seeing how our fans get excited when I was in the press box these last two games at home, I'm telling you, I just like, wow, we got a special place at Williams Stadium because the fans get excited. The fans are in it. They love the red, white, and blue. And so, you know, to be in that setting, I didn't feel like, you know, Williams Stadium is any less of that environment when it comes to the excitement of our fans. So I know our young men, when they run out that tunnel and you come out to our fight song, it's a special moment.
Coach, so you will stay in the box the last two games at home, and do you feel like that's going to be a permanent place for you from here on out? Or are you going to go back to the sideline in the future?
Well, I'll keep you guessing on that. But these last two games, I'm definitely going to be in the box. Like I said, I've been able to see the game much better. I think for me, you know, it's all about our team and what's going to help our team be able to be the best defense we can be. Like I said, me personally, I just love being on the field. It's just the environment. Like I tell anybody, I'm blessed to be able to do a career that I love each and every day. And I'm blessed to be around young men that I'm able to try to plant seeds in their lives to allow them to be the men that God would want them to be. So for me, being on the field, I just relish the moments of seeing the crowd, see the fans. But when it comes to what's best for our defense, right now it's me being in the box.